Today I'm going to talk about 8 fragrances from the house of our Terence Hughes which will be good for autumn. Some are heavier on this list and there are some fresher ones on this list because sometimes people don't like to wear the heavier fragrance. Plus fresher fragrances do better in office environments, gym, indoors. So I've got a good selection on this list. If you want to find out about this fragrance, you know what to do, people. Just stay tuned. All these fragrances that I'm going to talk to you about today are extract de parfum, apart from one which is eau de parfum. But 7 are extract de parfum, 1 is eau de parfum, and there are a few unisex ones on the list. And to me, there's a couple of masculine ones on the list. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne, and if you're tuned in, as always, thank you very much for doing so. If you're new here and you're stopping by for the first time and you do enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button and press the bell because it will notify you when I upload a review. And thank you to all my subscribers. I love every single one of you. Right, I've got 8 fragrances here. Some of these, like I say, are on the heavier side. Some of these are a little bit fresher. And a few of these you can wear all year round. Not a problem. But not everyone wants to wear heavy fragrances. It's nice to have a little bit of a selection, so to speak. And that is what I've got here today. But I'm going to start off with a heavier fragrance. And it is Tabac. If you're watching this and you think that this smells like, or you might be thinking, does that smell like Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford? It doesn't. This is completely different. To me, this is way better. Not just way better, a lot better. Right, you got tobacco leaf, Madagascar vanilla absolute, tobacco, Turkish rose, Burmese oud, cedarwood, and ethical ambergris. As soon as this opens up, it's warm, it's rich, it's sweet. You get the vanilla. The oud comes in, or I can pick up the oud after a couple of minutes. So up top, warm, sweet, slightly smoky, a little bit vanillic. Then the oud comes in. Right, the oud in this fragrance is not challenging. It's not barnyardy, it's not fecal. A lot of Aaron's fragrances don't really come across that way. In this fragrance, the oud here, it adds darkness, it adds depth, it adds the richness along with the tobacco. Plus, it gives off a little bit of a smoky, musky side, which blends in very well with the tobacco leaf and the tobacco note in the mid. You do get traces of cedar that come through. Once it goes from mid to dry down, you do notice a little bit of cedar, but to me, the oud is more detectable as it dries down. The rose comes through, and I do get a little bit of an earthy quality from this fragrance. Maybe that's the rose. Like the rose in here is not a jammy rose. To me, it's more of a earthy, stemmy, spiky rose, if that makes sense. But there's always sweetness to the fragrance. Smoky, sweet, vanillic, oudy, woodsy, a little bit musky. It's a great scent, and this is strong stuff. You only need a few sprays of this. I mean, Aaron's 50 ml bottles, the atomizers are beastly. They're obviously a lot better than what they are on the 10 mls, but I only do a few sprays with these atomizers. So if you've got the 50 ml bottles, them atomizers give off a nice bit of juice. So I would go light on the trigger with this fragrance because, especially in the opening, this thing pushes. Definitely more on the masculine side, in my own personal opinion. This has got a little bit of a, not bad boy vibe, but it's got nighttime written over it, if that makes sense. More of a dressier occasion. If you was to wear this to the office, I would do 1 spray. I would. I mean, you could get away with 2, but you're going to be indoors. So I would just do one spray with this if you're going to wear it to the office. When it calms down, everything smooths out. Well, the fragrance is smooth, but that smoky, musky facet that this has, as it dries down, everything smooths out. That earthy tone that I get calms down. It is a great scent. Anyway, that is Tabac. Up next, we have Maverick. Yes, this is a fresh one. This smells great. This deserves to be on the list. Before I get going with this is office safe. You can wear this to the gym, day to day. Very versatile fragrance, and it smells very pleasant. It is a nice scent. Right, you got bergamot, mandarin, lemon, vanilla, tonka bean, plum, white musk, patchouli, nutmeg and cedarwood. Citrusy, bright, fresh, a little bit of sweetness up top. The mandarin and that bergamot tend to pop more than the lemon on my skin. I do detect the lemon, but the lemon's always sitting in the back, whereas the mandarin and the bergamot, they're up front. After a few minutes, a little bit of a woodsy nuance comes through. Now the vanilla and the tonka are coming in, and that citrus just starts calming down a little bit, and not warmth, but a little bit of this vanillic sweetness comes in with the tonka backing it up. But you've also got a little bit of sweetness from the citruses up top. Dries down a little bit more, things start to turn a little bit musky. Now I can pick up on the plum. And the plum gives this fragrance a little bit of a fruity twist. What else I do get from this fragrance, which I didn't get when I first started wearing this, is the note of apple. Right. For the first few times, or for a little while, I just thought it was the plum. And one day I was out and I was wearing Maverick, and I got a little bit of a whiff of green apple. And I thought to myself, where did that come from? And then I started smelling the back of my arm, my wrist, and I could faintly pick it up. Then the next time that I wore Maverick, I could pick the apple up even more. I just always thought really that there was plum in this, and there is no apple listed, but I pick up on an apple nuance. From mid to dry down, that is when I pick it up. The plum comes in just before the mid. I get earthy touches from the patchouli. As it dries down a little bit more, things turn a little bit woodsy. The apple and the plum nuance are a little bit more present. The musk's amped up a little bit. This is a very easy-going fragrance to wear. This is a great office fragrance. If you're looking a little bit sharp, you can dress this fragrance down, yes. It's just got that crisp freshness to it. Great scent, and that is Maverick. This is an all-year-round fragrance and very versatile. Next, we have Notorious. Now, this is a banger. Right, this has got kind of similarities to Maverick, meaning the notes, but it's executed completely different. I'm going to read you the notes quickly, and then I'm going to let you know why this is different to Maverick. Let me just spray it. Oh, it's good. Right, you got the bergamot, the lemon and the mandarin. You got the tonka bean and the vanilla, which Maverick have. Now, you've got ambret seed, heliotropin, patchouli and cedarwood, which Maverick have, I believe. And you've got rum in this. Right, I don't really get any rum. This does open up, citrusy, fresh. You got a little bit of sweetness in there, but this to me has a gourmand edge to it. The way the vanilla and the tonka are done are different in this, whereas in Maverick you get traces of it, but to my nose or on my skin, the vanilla and the tonka are a lot more present in this. Plus that heliotropin gives this fragrance an almondy, slightly cherryish edge. So fresh, citrusy, vanillic with nice bit of sweetness from the tonka, A little bit of a gourmand edge, a little bit almondy, a little bit of a cherry facet going on. It does have a woodsy undertone, and you do get the patchouli a little bit. Similar notes to Maverick, but executed completely different to my nose. That is why I've put them both on this list, because this to me has a little bit of a gourmand touch to it, whereas Maverick doesn't. So you could go for either or, so to speak. But this is a great scent, 7 to 8 hours of longevity. Again, this is great for office, day to day. You can dress this up, you can dress this down. I wouldn't wear this one to the gym because it's got that sweet gourmand edge, and it's not overly gourmand, but it has a little something there. And because of that, I wouldn't really personally rock this to the gym. I would rock Maverick to the gym and maybe save this one for when you're going out, or even when you're chilling indoors. If you like the scent profile, rock it. But anyway, that is Notorious. It definitely deserves to be on this list. This definitely deserves to be on the list. It is Hard Candy. This is a stunner. The way he's utilised, if I'm saying that correct, the citrus notes up top, it comes across like fruity candy, hence the name, Hard Candy. This is good. This is really good. Right, you've got lemon, mandarin and sweet orange, lavender, mint, vanilla, tonka, nutmeg, strawberry, honey, sandalwood, patchouli, MDMA and 5% Thai oud. No, there is no drugs in this fragrance. What do you get? Like I say, this opens up a little bit citrusy but fruity at the same time. There's a nice dose of sweetness into the fragrance. Then you get the mint and the lavender. The mint is definitely throwing a big dose of freshness in, and the lavender is detectable after a couple of minutes. On my skin, I can pick out the lavender. Very smooth. It doesn't make this go extremely masculine or anything like that. It just gives it a nice lavender touch, so to speak. So fruity, it's a little bit citrusy, fresh, sweet, a little bit minty. Now the oud starts coming in, which starts darkening the fragrance up a little bit. While this is going on, you can start picking up on the strawberry, and the strawberry smells like honey's been drizzled all over it, so it's got more sweetness into the fragrance. Now, once it gets into the mid, I start getting little touches of spice. The sweet side amps up. The fragrance starts to warm up a little bit. I think the Thai oud here, it's not off-putting again or anything like that. It just adds this richness, this darkness to the fragrance. I think it pushes a little bit towards the sweetness, towards the woodsy side of things. To the overall scent profile, that Thai oud beefs it up. You do get woodsy touches. This is a great scent. This for me is for warmer and cooler days. That's why it's on the list. And the Elixir, which is a stunner, for me is more for colder days. And that is why I've put the OG on the list, Just Hard Candy. This is worth a pick up. And this is a powerhouse. When you spray this on, this gives you a big scent bubble. And it is very likeable. None of these fragrances to me are overly challenging. And this is a great scent. Anyway, that is Hard Candy. Up next is one of the most easiest fragrances to wear from Aaron's collection. It is Carbon. This is for a couple of reasons. One, if you don't want to be radiating like a beast and you just want to wear something a little bit low key, something that's relaxed, something that's chilled. And plus, this is a fragrance enhancer, but we'll get to it. Let me just spray it and I'll read you the notes. Right, you got bergamot, white floral notes, amber, ylang ylang, radiant woods, heliotropin, vanilla musk, clean skin accord, and ethical ambergris. You get a fresh little pop up top from the bergamot, and straight away you pick up on the white florals. Now, this doesn't make this fragrance overly feminine. it gives the fragrance very soft, smooth edges. As the fragrance dries down a little bit, you get a little bit of amber and vanilla that do come in. The ylang ylang comes through very lightly, which makes this fragrance start turning creamy on my skin anyway, because once this has been sitting on my skin for a while, everything turns creamy, it warms up a little bit, you get a nice little bit of sweetness in there, you do get a touch of woods. Everything in this fragrance is relaxed. Nothing screams out. The florals don't scream out. The bergamot doesn't scream out. Nothing screams out. It's just like a day-to-day fragrance. If you're chilling in, if you want something that's just fresh out the shower, you literally come home from a long day, you've had a shower or a bath, you want to put something on that's just relaxed, that ain't gonna choke you or choke anyone out. It's just a chilled fragrance. Plus, it's unisex, right? Now, as an enhancer, obviously this has got a scent to it. It's not just like a, how do I describe it? It's not a fragrance that doesn't smell of anything, because it does have its own scent profile. But you can put this on first and layer fragrances over the top of it, which will help it stick to the skin longer, the top scent. It'll help it project a little bit. Plus, it gives it a little bit of a different DNA because of the scent profile mixing from this to your other fragrance. It is a great scent, it really is. Like I say, very easy to wear, don't overthink it, and it smells very nice. And this is for them chill days in the autumn when you don't want to overthink it, and that is Carbon. This is a great fragrance. Now, this one is for the colder days in autumn. It is Onyx Extreme. This slaps you in the nose when this first opens up. When you first spray this on, this is strong stuff, and the longevity of this is great. Let me just spray it. Oh, it is good. Right, are you ready? You got 4% Rose Absolute, Vanilla Absolute, Plum, Chocolate, Raspberry, Ylang Ylang, Amber, Oak Moss, Patchouli, 7.6% Thai Oud, Ethical Ambergris, Sandalwood and Musk. What do you get when this opens up? Sweet rose with vanillic touches. And near on straight away, I do start detecting that oud. That is there. But the rose is more prominent up front, or is more present with the vanillic touches. Then you get the oud, or the oud is there, but it's always lurking in the background at first. Plum starts coming through, so now you've got a little bit of a fruity twist, a little bit of a juicy plum. Then the raspberry nuance shows up. Then you get the chocolate, so it's like rosy, vanillic, a little fruity, sweet. The raspberry, right, the raspberry is not so prominent on my skin as what the plum is. I get more of the plum than the raspberry, but I definitely pick up on the raspberry. While all this is going on, that oud is darkening this fragrance up. The Thai oud here, once again, it adds sweetness into the fragrance. It adds this mysterious, dark nature to the scent profile. It just darkens and richens everything up. Like Thai oud, I might be wrong, but the way he puts fruity notes with it, they play off of each other. It's like they support each other, or the oud, that Thai oud supports the fruity notes, plus it can support citrusy notes because it works well with them. But you do get woodsy undertones with it. Sometimes you can get a little bit of a smoky side to it. Plus it can go a little bit fruity, and that is like, it amps up the overall aspect, so to speak, of the fragrance. When you get into the mid to dry down, The rose is still there, but now it's calmed down. The fragrance has turned creamy on my skin. Now I'm getting balsamic qualities, which I think is the amber mixing in with the Thai oud. A little bit resinous, or that you've got the warmth, you've got the sweetness there. The oud here, it does have an ever so slight little bit of funk. Ever so slight. He's using 7.6%. It's not barnyardy or fecal or smell of cow shit or anything like that. It's just got a little nippet of funk to it. Just wanted to put that in there. This is a great scent. Unisex. Yes, you do have to appreciate the note of rose or the smell of rose, and I appreciate it. This is a great fragrance, it really is. But anyway, this is for the cooler days, strong stuff, show up, show out, Onyx Extreme. Now, this one that I'm going to talk to you about next is a citrusy, fruity bomb on my skin. Can you guess which one it is? It is Haze Extreme. This is a powerhouse, and this is a fresher fragrance, and this thing performs, trust me. I'm going to spray this. This is actually my scent of the day. Oh, this is good. This is good. There's loads of notes in this. I have to read them to you because it helps me break down the fragrance and explain the scent. Right, you got high cis hedione, pink grapefruit, Brazilian sweet orange, lemon, pineapple, galbanum, blackcurrant, pink peppercorn, white musk, rose absolute, patchouli and ambergris. This opens up lively, this pops. That high cis hedione mixing in with the citruses, it makes everything vibrant, lively and jumps out. Like the grapefruit here is realistic, got a little bit of bite to it. Now, once that opening calms down a little bit, the pineapple and the galbanum and the blackcurrant are there. On my skin, the blackcurrant overshadows the pineapple. I do pick up on the pineapple, but the blackcurrant's got this tart zestiness to it. Plus, you get a little bit of bite from the grapefruit up top. So, and the galbanum, right. The galbanum here gives this fragrance a green facet. But it's not heavy, it's just wisping through the citruses and the fruits. That green tone, it's always in the back on my skin. It dries down, things turn woodsy, everything starts turning musky. There's always a little bit of sweetness into the fragrance. In the dry down, that rose and that ambergris, I think, is giving it a little bit of an earthy nature. It still has that little bit of a fruity side to the fragrance, but everything's calmed down. There's still a little bit of sweetness in there. Like I say, things are musked up a little, or things have got muskier, should I say, because this is not completely musk heavy, but it definitely has a musky side to it. And that patchouli on me goes a little bit woodsy. I'll definitely pick up something woodsy in this fragrance, and in the dry down, that is when I pick it up the most. So I'm blaming that on the patchouli. This is a stunner of a fragrance. To me, this is an all year round scent without a doubt. It's strong enough to cut through the cold, and it's beastly enough to last in the summer. When the sun hits this thing radiates. Even if the sun doesn't hit it, you still got good projection. But when the sun hits this stuff, it is strong. Like it makes it pop even more. This had to be on the list. It deserves to be on the list. This is for every day, all day. You can make this fragrance your signature scent. If you want something fresh, fruity and lively, give this a go, because this is a stunner. Anyway, that is Haze Extreme. And lastly, and I should have mentioned this is not a ranked list. Maybe I should have said that at the beginning of this, but this is not a ranked list. This is one of his newer releases. It is, let's get it the right way around, it is Addicted. This smells fantastic. This is gourmand to the max. £30 for 30 mils, and this is the other parfum. It's just a couple of sprays in the air. Right, excuse me. Right, you got cognac, honey, cinnamon, apple, chocolate, vanilla, tonka bean, and sandalwood. You get it all. You get the honey, you get the apple, warm, sweet, apple pie, honey, little bits of chocolate, or more than little bits of chocolate. The chocolate in the dry down on my skin, one of the things that's only left on my skin is the chocolate note. The sandalwood makes it creamy, gives it a little bit of a woodsy backbone. You've got the tonka bean, right, the cognac. I do get a very light boozy touch with this, not heavy, just a little bit, but after a little while that dissipates. But this is a sexy fragrance. This will be great for a date night in cooler weather. This is unisex, both sexes can wear this, not a problem. It smells gorgeous. I'm getting 5 to 6 hours of longevity. Right, I've worn this 4 times at the minute, and I'm getting 5 to 6 hours of longevity with it, and then it's gone. So that's not bad at all. If you're using this for a date, you do not need any longer than 5 to 6 hours. If you do, look, stick it in your pocket or carry a decan. This had to go on the list. This deserves to be on this list. Right, people, that is 8 solid fragrances for autumn. Like I say, some are unisex, some are masculine. You can wear it. Some are gym worthy, office worthy, lounging around the house, date nights, drinks, whatever occasion, you can wear these fragrances. Let me know which ones you've owned. Let me know which ones you've tried. Let me know which ones you're interested in. Drop a comment down below, and remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore, and I'll definitely see you lot on the next one. Cheers.